Hello everyone, welcome to the When at Work podcast show with your host Julian Leahy. Today I'm joined by Dominiece Clifton and Juana Whitmore. Welcome to the show, guests.
Yeah, thank you.
Got the names
Thank
right?
you.
That's a good start.
Yes.
All right, let's tee up the game and then we're going to meet our guests. The categories today are animal types, an abbreviated story, pardon my French, fruits and vegetables, cuss words. These are not rude words. These are words that have cuss in them. And state capital fun fests. So kind of like festivals that states in the United States have. These are all real Jeopardy questions. So they're all United States questions, which is good for you guys. All right, Dominique, you can kick things off. What category would you like?
Fruits and vegetables for 200.
200 fruits and vegetables. The fuzz-free baby type of this fruit, named for a New Zealand bird, is eaten whole as one would eat a grape. It's a delicious green fruit, I think.
What is a kiwi?
Kiwi
I don't know.
That's what I would have guessed.
is correct. Well done,
Okay.
Dominique. You're in control. What would you like?
Oh dear. Let's go with an abbreviated story. I'm gonna try 100 there.
Let's work out what this category is. My friend was having a party. He said, come on over and BYOB.
What's bring your own beverage?
Let's take a look. It is correct. Beer, it says, but beverage is the same thing. Yeah, I'm going to give it to you. You're
Thank
in
you.
control. Luana.
I'll take pardon my French for 100.
Pardon my French for 100. A military force often still used today when France has problems overseas. And the initials are FL. And you get a lot of guys from Australia, Army guys, and guys from the United States go and sign up for this, and they fight overseas for France.
I have no idea.
It is. You got it, Dominiece? Did I see you put your hand up?
I don't know
No,
that
you
one.
don't know.
No.
Okay. It is the Foreign Legion.
League. Allegiant.
You got it. You've heard of it. All right, Luana, you're still in control. What would you like?
Fruits and vegetables for 100.
Fruits and
French.
vegetables, 100. Romaine and leaf, aka loose leaf, are types of this salad starter.
What is lettuce?
Lettuce is correct. Well done, Luana.
All right, fruits and vegetables for 300.
Fruits and veggies, 300. The name of this so-called artichoke isn't from a city in Israel, but from a girasole, Italian for sunflower. Some sort of artichoke that sounds like it's from Israel by its name. Maybe it's named after the capital. I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
Well, she's not the capital. I
Of
think
course, I'm
it's
completely blanked. Yeah.
Dominique. Any idea?
Nope, I don't know
It's
this
a tough one. It's a Jerusalem artichoke.
Oh.
Yeah,
How did I not get that?
pretty tough. Pretty obscure question. All right, Luana, you're still in control.
All right. Yeah, fruits and vegetables for 400.
Fruits and veggies, 400. What we call this is actually the netted melon or musk melon, but we call it something else.
What is a cantaloupe?
Maybe, because that's also called a rock melon. It's a cantaloupe. Well done,
Oh,
Luana.
wow. That was a complete guess. Fruits and vegetables for 500.
Fruits and veggies, 500. Edible cactus from Mexico, starting with an N. I think you can get it in Mexican restaurants. They take the spikes off it.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. Hope they do. Let's take a look. It is called a nopal or nopale.
No.
No,
never gotten
no to nopal. Never heard of that. I had never heard of that one either. I was surprised that people were eating cactuses. Luana, you're still in control.
Yeah, animal types for 100.
Animal types for 100. Belted Galloway and polled Hereford are a type of what?
What are birds?
Dominiece.
I don't know. Yeah.
I could give you a clue. They're pretty delicious, these animals. That's all I'll say. It's a tough one. I'm going to stop it there. It's a cow. They're cows. I know that because a Hereford cow. I know there's a Hereford cow. Luana is still in control.
An abbreviated story for 200.
An abbreviated story for 200. At the party, I impressed a beautiful woman by fibbing and telling her I worked for the CBO, this United States government office. Don't tell lies to get girls.
I should know this. I don't know. This is embarrassing.
I had a friend once, and he was telling these Irish girls that he was a Formula One driver.
Huh.
It's not good. All right, it didn't work either. The Congressional Budget Office.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Never heard of that one. Luana, what would you like?
Yeah, an abbreviated story for 300.
Abbreviated story for 300. When she said she wanted to go someplace nice, I headed straight for the ATM and typed in my PIN. What does ATM stand for?
Automated teller machine.
Automated teller machine. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm going to give it to you because I gave you a bump steer. They wanted to know what the PIN stands for.
Oh, personal identification.
You got that one as well.
I can't read that.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah. I can't read it. It's too small.
Yeah, it's not cheating. Luana, what would you like?
An abbreviated story for 400.
An abbreviated story, 400. It seemed like she bought my wild story about surviving an attack from an RPG. What is an RPG? I know this one because my kids are always playing games and they have an RPG weapon. I'm going to give you a clue. The G stands for grenade. What is
Nope.
RP? It's the way it is. It's shot. It's a grenade that's shot.
Projectile, something.
It's a rocket-propelled grenade.
Oh, hell.
Just.
Have you got any boys? Girls got young boys?
No, I'm a girl mom.
Oh,
Yeah, me
okay.
too. Yes, yeah.
That's a tough one. Luana, what would you like?
Yeah, an abbreviated story for 500.
An abbreviated
not?
story for 500. She kissed me on the cheek, gave me her phone number, and walked away. Needless to say, I soon needed CPR for this. Oh, what does that
CPR.
stand for? CPR.
Oh my God!
What is
CPR training?
It's something to do with. Okay,
What is cardiopulmonary resuscitation?
that's what it is.
Okay.
Well done, Luana. On fire. Don't worry, Dominique. You'll get a chance.
No, definitely not on fire.
These are tough. I think I've only got one of them. I got the Kiwi one. I knew that one.
Okay.
Luana, what would you like?
Yeah, pardon my French for 200.
Pardon my French for 200. This hot dog topping of minced pickles takes its name from the Old French for remainder.
What is relish?
Oh, is that right? Okay, I'm starting to think you're a superstar, Luana. Don't feel bad,
No.
Dominique. I think we've got to.
Am I supposed to be hitting a button or something?
No,
I don't really.
Just holler.
No.
I'll be able to know. I'm watching you. I'll see when you know the answer. I'll be able to tell. But you can just holler at me. Luana, what would you like?
What is pardon my French for 300?
Pardon my French for 300. The name of these grand mountains near Jackson Hole comes from the French.
What are the Appalachians?
Appalachians is the the Appalachians is what in the South where people with no teeth play banjos. Is that correct?
I'm not commenting on
No,
that.
okay, I shouldn't say that. All right. Well done. Well, no, it's the Tatans.
No, it's not.
That's what it is. Sorry, I just assumed you got it right. What would you like, Luana?
Pardon my French for 400.
Pardon my French for 400. This tennis term may come from the French l'oeuf, meaning egg, like a goose egg. And it's a tennis term. A goose egg.
What is love?
Love. I did not know that it comes from French loaf.
I didn't know
Well,
that
you
either.
got it. Well done. And what would you like next?
Pardon my French for 500.
Pardon my French for 500. The European Space Agency launches its Ariane rockets from this South American territory. Who's shooting rockets? This is a tough one. I've got no idea. These are all tough. I would just guess a South American territory, but they didn't say South American country, which is odd.
No, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, I don't know.
There's one that starts with an A, and I think it might be the French have a bit of interest in there. Back in the days. Let's take a look.
Yeah, Argentina would be my only
French
guess, but
Guiana. So
No,
I was kind of barking up the right tree, but I still had no idea. Luana, what would you like?
Cuss words for 100.
Cuss words for 100. It's what fills a cream puff.
What is custard?
Custard is correct.
Oh.
Now we know how this category works. What would you like, Luana?
Yeah, cuss words for 200.
Cuss words. Let them roll. What you are in legally if you're held until your trial.
What is custody?
Yeah.
Dominiece, you got it. You were just in there by a nanosecond. What would you like?
Let's do cuss words for 300.
Curse words, that'll be interesting. 300. You're on this if your birthday separates two signs of the zodiac.
What is cusp sign?
Yeah.
Ah, the cusp
Cusp.
is correct. Well done, Dominiece. Roaring to life.
I don't know about that. Cuss words for 400.
Cuss words for 400. If you give your eye teeth for something, these are the teeth you'd give.
What are your cuspids?
Cuspids. Well done. Luana,
Wow.
what would you like?
Cuss words for 500.
Cuss words for 500. One of the ceremonial titles of the King of Saudi Arabia is this keeper of the two holy mosques. So it's a ceremonial title starting with Cuss, and it's the King of Saudi Arabia is the keeper of the two holy mosques. Cuss, I don't know, man. I don't know much about Saudi people. It is custodian. Oh, well, that was...
Oh,
No.
They could have
well,
made
we-
that
we
question way easier, like somebody who looks up, or somebody who looks after schools and empties the trash. Isn't that a custodian?
yeah.
Like a janitor? Luana, what would you like?
State capitals for
State
100.
capitals for 100. Capital Fun Fests. Crew Mystique holds this capital city's oldest Mardi Gras parade.
What is New Orleans?
The
I have
Big
no
Easy.
idea.
Let's take a look. It was Baton Rouge, just around the corner, isn't it?
No.
Nah.
No.
Well, they tried to be a bit tricky because everyone thinks New Orleans when it's Mardi Gras. Luana, what would you like?
Yeah, let's go to animal types for 200.
Animal types for 200. Sumatran and greater one-horned. Horned? Now, when I hear Sumatran, I think about the... they're not gorillas, but they got red hair. What are those ones called?
The
Orangutan. That's what they...
Yeah.
But I don't know why they're saying one-horned, because orangutans don't
No.
have horns, so I'm out of ideas. Let's take a look. It's a rhinoceros. Oh, they've got rhinoceroses in Sumatra, Indonesia. Interesting. Did not know that. I don't know many things. Luana, what would you like?
Animal types for 300.
All right. Let's wrap it up after this one. Hoffman's two-toed and brown-throated three-toed. What has three toes? What has two toes? Hoffman's. Oh, who knows?
I have no idea.
No idea. These are really tough today.
No kidding.
A sloth. Okay,
Nah.
they're sort of in the same area of the
Yeah.
Sumatran ones. All right, let's wrap it up. Have a round of applause for our guests. Dominique on 700 and Luana on 2,500. Well done, Luana. You did very well, and I did not know any of those. All right, well, let's have a chat to Dominiece on the left and find out what Dominiece has been up to. Dominiece, tell us a little bit about what you're up to.
Well, apparently not watching Jeopardy, that's for sure.
Well, that's a good sign. If you watch too much Jeopardy, then you're not very busy. So you're too busy for Jeopardy. That's good.
Too
And
busy for Jeopardy. Let's go with that. I like that a lot. Okay, so I am Dominiece Clifton, and I'm too busy for Jeopardy because I am a purpose coach and a business strategy. And I help women to launch sustainable businesses without burning out. And so I do that by helping them to turn their purpose and passions into profitable businesses so they can escape unfulfilling 9 to 5 jobs.
hey, it's all about getting out of that 9 to 5. And what do some of the ladies tell you that come to you and they say, look, I've got an idea, but what are some of the buts they have?
I don't know where to start. They're not clear oftentimes about what type of business they want to start, or they're not clear about how they can take the thing that they're interested in doing and turn it into a profitable business. Those are some of the common buts that I hear when I talk to women.
What do you do if they have an idea and maybe not everyone else likes the idea and maybe it's needs to change a little? Maybe it's not really a profitable idea. What do you tell them?
Well, it depends on what it is. A lot of times women come to me and they actually have too many ideas. And one of the things that I help women focus on is just narrowing down to one idea before we get started. And so I had a potential client recently who had like 10 ideas wrapped up in one idea. There was a nonprofit, there was a for-profit. And I am someone who goes by the rule of one. And what that says is like one topic, one marketing strategy, one core offer, one core message, and do that thing really well for 1 year. And so we worked together to have her to focus on one thing that she was going to start with, knowing that she can always build and add on as she expands. But usually, like I said, I see people with too many ideas. And then a part of the business coaching program is market validation. And so we're always going to, have the client to do research on their target audience, but also the market, just to make sure that what they want to offer is a viable business idea.
That makes a lot of sense. That lady sounds like me, a bit of an ADD person with too many ideas. And I like it what you said. One, keep it, simplify it, and then I liked do it for 1 year. Once, because the other problem is, I think people once you get into the trenches with an idea, it takes a little bit of work to get going. And if you could stick to that one idea and see it out for a year, you probably you'll know if it's going to work, and then you can sort of pivot if you need to. And what types of businesses generally do you like working with, Dominiece?
Yeah, so I really focus on women who want to launch an online business. And so I am a big advocate. I didn't do this for myself when I started in entrepreneurship, but I am an advocate for having a plan when you are planning to step away from a 9 to 5, like making sure that you are able to replace your income, the majority of your income, so that you have a quality of life. I did not do that 5 years ago when I jumped into entrepreneurship. I actually quit my job in December of 2019, just a few months before COVID. And at the time, I was just going to take a slightly longer maternity leave and step back into the workplace. And then COVID happened and folks were getting laid off. And so I have learned from lots of hard work and failure that you should always have a plan if you want to walk away from a 9 to 5, or I advocate for that, especially as parents, partners. And so that's one of the biggest things. Women come to me with many different business ideas, but the goal is really to launch an online business. And typically it's something that they can still manage while they are working a 9 to 5 until they get, too busy or their capacity is so great where they have to step away. And that is different for everyone. The timeline of what that looks like can be different for everyone based on how much time you can put in. But I focus on really supporting women who want to launch a purpose-based business. And so what I mean is like being of service to others, wanting to make an impact, and then wanting to do it in online way.
Yeah. So you help them put the idea into practice with all of the technical stuff as well, like how are you going to sell things? What software are you going to use? Like, are you finding people are selling products, or are they mostly selling services?
Typically services. I don't have a background in e-commerce, and so I don't advertise or specialize in that. I don't have the expertise there. So I typically focus on service-based businesses. So folks who might want to be coaches, consultants, or maybe create a digital course that they can offer.
Oh, yeah, gotcha. Creating courses. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff out there, a lot of talented people. that have something to offer, but they probably just need a bit of help. And that's why speaking to a coach is so good, because, doing it alone, there's just too much that you don't know, and you make too many mistakes, and it takes too long. How long, you talk about transitioning, like staying with your job and kind of getting a few things under you before you make the leap. How long does that take whilst working full time? Do you find, how much time do you need to give it?
Yeah, that's going to vary person to person because there's a lot of factors that go into that. So, there's one person who might just be comfortable with replacing their income. And so let's just say they're maybe making 5 or 6K a month. Then once their business starts to make that, they're okay with stepping away. While there's someone else who's more cautious and prefers to save money to have, a 3 or 6 month rainy day fund as they step into entrepreneurship. And so that process, I say, varies from person to person. I don't like to put a timeline on it because it really depends on the type of business you have and the amount of time that you are able to invest. I have clients that come in and they say, right, like, I want to do this in 6 months or 12 months. But again, it depends on your capacity and how much you can invest in your business. And then as an entrepreneur, it's also about being realistic about timelines, because for anyone who is a seasoned entrepreneur, you know that it takes time to build a business. Like on average, a sustainable business takes somewhere between 3 and 5 years. Now, of course, we don't want you to have to wait 3 or 5 years to step away into a full-time role, but it's not realistic for me as the coach to put a timeline on what that looks like. We work together to set goals. And so, hey, if you want to replace your income, okay, so let's look at, how much you're making now, how many clients you'll need to replace your income, or how many courses you'll need to sell. And we focus more on outcome-based goals as opposed to the timeline of what that's going to look like. Again, knowing that, someone who's working full-time and is also a mom might only have, 2 to 3 hours that they can devote starting out to their business. And so that's going to dictate their capacity if they're working with clients or those sorts of things. And so I think one of the most important things is not necessarily the timeline of what that's going to look like for them to step away, but being very clear on what outcome is important for them to have a plan to step away, and then really focusing on, again, how many people they need to serve or how many services they need to offer to meet that monthly goal.
Do you think that the best way for these people like that have a service that they're selling or creating courses or whatever, do you tell them to do paid advertising, or do you tell them to build up content and do it the hard way?
Mm-hmm. So that's a great question. So I have traditionally been a more of an organic leads person. I've been taught, I would say, from other coaches, more organic leads, but I actually just invested in a business coach myself to learn paid advertising, because that's something that I want to do in my own business, but also to be able to offer to my clients. I would say it really depends, right, on what your funding capacity is. Like if you have a little bit of additional income, the beautiful thing about working a 9 to 5 is that you become your first investor. And so you can take some of that money from your full-time role and put into your side business as you are working to build it. And if you have the ability to do that, then sure, we can look at what it looks like to do paid advertising. But there are also definitely, more traditional, more organic routes that you can take with getting started. And it can be a kind of a cause and effect where you start organically, get your first few clients, and then take money from there and funnel into leads. And so your business is now investing back in itself. But I'm learning that as an extension of my business to be able to support my clients as they come in. More recently, all of the methods that I've been using have been more organic, but organic marketing takes longer, right? Especially now in the day and age of social media, where there's so many people competing, right, for the same level of visibility, and with algorithms and things, organic marketing definitely takes longer. And so my goal as a coach is to be able to offer strategies for paid leads to my clients. Paid marketing.
I think it's better to do the organic stuff first, because even if you are to do paid advertising, you need to have stuff to show in your ads. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's just like, why is anybody going to click on them and sign up? Mm-hmm. So if you have all of that stuff built and you're building courses and PDFs or whatever, lots of content, then your ads are going to work better. That's just what I think. And what should somebody do, and what can they expect if they go to your website? What's the first thing that happens if they book a call with you?
Sure. So on my website, I have a coaching tab, which gives an overview of the 12-week program. It's a 90-day program. And the goal of this program is to really have a ready to launch business or, course, whatever service you want to offer when you are done with that 90-day period. And then we look at if you want additional support. Accountability is such an important piece of goal attainment. There's research that shows that just by having, some level of accountability, that you increase your odds of success by up to 40%, just starting out. And so I definitely support clients after that 3-month period with really doing the thing that they built. But the coaching program is really focused on, like, again, having that ready to launch business idea at the end of that period. So if you go to my website, domrclifton.com, and click on the coaching tab, it gives you an overview of the 12-week layout. And also from there, you can book a call for me to learn more about your business idea, and we can decide if we are a good fit for one another.
Wonderful. So yes, please do that if you want to get into online. There's so much opportunity of things you could do. Have a chat to Dominiece Clifton. I've got the details in the show notes. Thank you very much, Dominiece.
Thank you.
Wonderful. All right, let's pop over to Luana. Now, Luana, you're a financial planner, is that right?
I am not, actually. Dominiece and I do the same work. And so what's interesting about what we do, so I am a business strategist. I'm an accredited small business consultant and a certified financial education instructor. I'm also a professor of entrepreneurship. And so I own two companies. One's Juana Whitmore Consulting, where I do work like what Dominiece does. But I'm also launching Next Fem Financial, which is helping women entrepreneurs fix their personal financials so they can have stronger businesses, because those things are actually connected. So yes, that's what I do.
Yeah, see, I just saw the word financial and just filled in the blanks. That's what I always do. I should have read a bit more.
That's all right.
Yeah, well, very important. And what are some of the things people are doing wrong that you're helping them take control of as far as finance stuff?
Yeah. So, one of the things that I think when you say it out loud, it's like, oh yeah, that's obvious, but people don't really think about it. But the habits that you have in your personal financial management, you bring into your business financial management.
Yeah.
And so if you're not budgeting, if you are not monitoring, if you're not pivoting in your personal financial management, you don't have those skills or habits to bring into your business. So what we do wrong in the entrepreneurial ecosystem is we start people with the business financials and then give them all of these things. Well, here's a cash flow statement, here's a balance sheet, go forth and prosper. Yet we're expecting them to do things in the business that they haven't done in their personal lives, potentially ever. And so when we can get people to better manage their personal finances, they bring those habits forward, but they are also better prepared to work with a Dominiece, right? Because I've got my emergency fund, I have all of these things in place, and now I can launch a stronger business because my personal finances are strong. I also am better prepared when my credit score is higher, and all of those things to get funding for my business, which and at better rates and better terms. So it's all super connected, but we don't talk about it enough.
Yeah, and the other thing is that if you have your financial mind sorted out in terms of the discipline of like budgeting and all of that stuff, it allows you, when you do go to launch your business, to be really lean and efficient and not waste money. Like in the past, I was a bit too liberal with kind of just funding things and just borrowing money for businesses and stuff. And then as I went on, I worked out that if you can be a bit more disciplined, you actually have good habits as far as the business, and everything just you run it better, and it becomes more successful if you are more sort of careful in those early stages when you build it. So having financial literacy, getting your own stuff sorted out, is only going to help your business.
Yep.
Awesome. And what types of people do you work with, Luana? What types of businesses?
So all types of businesses, but as Dominiece knows, women tend to start more service-based businesses. They tend to start more virtual-based businesses, those kinds of things. So I work a lot in service-based, but I also work with brick and mortar businesses, e-commerce, all of the above. But women tend to go more for the service space.
Yeah, and both of you target women mostly, because women prefer to talk to other women, which I understand 100%. And that's good, and it's good to have a niche and speak out to a certain group of people. That's awesome. And what can people expect if they take your wellness quiz? They'll start getting lots of emails from you.
Yes. Well, that too, but no. Yeah. Well, the first thing they get is a really quick 10 question quiz that helps them know what they don't know. And this is so much of the beginning of this, is that people don't know what they don't know. Are you investing? Do you have a network? All of those things. Do you have a budget that you maintain regularly? So it's all of those questions that, again, it's really short, really quick, but it gets you kind of a baseline to understand what you don't know, so that you can then make a plan to move forward, either with Next Fem Financial or on your own.
Yeah, and just speaking to somebody and getting a plan, it just immediately changes everything, whatever it is. Setting up the business, getting the financial stuff. Always, you need to speak to somebody, and you save so much time, and you go from complete overwhelm to having that feeling of clarity. So I always say, speak to somebody. Like, if you see somebody on this podcast and you like them and want to speak to them, just do it. Like, join up and have a chat to them, and you'll feel so much better, and you'll know what you're doing, and you'll save time and won't make so many mistakes. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
One of the things, really quickly. One of the things that that we've found is that mindset is the number one thing that you have to tackle before you get into financial management at all. So before we even give you a spreadsheet to start budgeting, there are 3 to 4 modules of just mindset work, understanding who's your saboteur, understanding what we call your money autobiography. What are those things that are playing in your head that you don't even realize are playing in your head from childhood, and this conversations that you overheard. Yep. And so all of that contributes to how we spend money, how we save or don't save money, how we invest. And so tackling those things off the bat is really, really important.
I used to spend so much time in preparation because I was scared to launch it or whatever. And then it's like doing all this other stuff, everything's in place. And then it's like, it's because you've got some doubt in yourself or whatever it is. And then once you fix that and you realize you're just kind of avoiding it, then you can just go bang and, oh, wow, it wasn't that bad. Everything's working great. Awesome. Well, that's great. That's our wonderful guests today. Let's thank them. We've got Juana Whitmore and Dominiece Clifton. Thank you, guests. If you want to reach out to them, everything's in the show notes. Thank you, guests. I'm going to see everybody next time. Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.